And so I know these are all brand new people
Yeah.
that are wanting not necessarily to experience having sex with people in the club, but experiencing the sexiness of the club.
Hey guys, the cool thing about swingers clubs is they're really not just for swingers, they're for everybody. But before we get going, go to openlove101.com, sign up for our email list. If you're watching our YouTube channel, click the blue bell and be notified of this and upcoming videos. And back to the swingers clubs. You know, it's just really crazy how, I mean, and it makes sense. People think their ideas of what a swingers club would be, and if they're in, you know, just kind of a fun-loving monogamous relationship, it's not going to be a place for them. But we have so many people at Colette and other clubs that we know of, and hotel takeovers and cruise ship takeovers, where people go just to be around that sexy, fun atmosphere. I mean, you walk into Colette, it's just like being in a regular nightclub, isn't it? What I tell people is the big difference is women, especially, can go in there and dress as sexy as they want to be and feel comfortable. They don't have to worry about some drunk guy hitting on them when their husband goes to the bathroom, being aggressive on the dance floor. It's really such a respectful atmosphere and a safe place to be and be yourself that I know that, I mean, I have friends that aren't in the lifestyle and they've come to the club and they've had a great time. It's just like any, not any other nightclub, because I think the people make it even better. It's better than just a regular nightclub, in my opinion. And it's not just people in the lifestyle that are in there. It's people from all walks of life and that are there for whatever their reason is. Maybe they like going there just to get a little turned on from the sexual
Energy.
energy that's in that club, and then go home and have a good time together.
You know, we recently had a gathering at our house, and there was a couple that attended, and it's the first time that they'd ever attended anything that had to do with people in the lifestyle. And the gathering that we had at our house wasn't just strictly people in the lifestyle. It was kind of a conglomeration, or what we people in the lifestyle like to call a swirl party, where there's just, lots of different groups of people in the same setting. It was so interesting to talk to him later, to talk to the husband later, and he said, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't but what I was expecting didn't happen, you know? He said, he said the environment was so relaxing, and it was so welcoming and so loving. And when I say loving, again, I feel like I need to make this distinction. I don't mean sexual. I mean loving, like empathy, like caring for who you are, interested in who you are, want to get to know you. They, they love the fact that you're there with your partner and that the two of you are enjoying yourselves. He said that the entire night was that kind of an energy. And when we spoke to him, it was days later, and he said that he was still carrying that energy around with him. Like, it was such a positive experience. And this is the type of explanation that I wish more people had an opportunity to experience.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said, it's not. Yes, I mean, the club can be whatever you want it to be. I mean, you can go in strictly, you're trying to find a play partner, that is your goal, and, you know, that can happen. But it's important to also let people know that these are venues that also just provide a great energy and kind of a destigmatizing environment, which is also really an interesting word to be using because it's a swingers club and most people have stigma about it, but it's a destigmatizing environment. And I think especially for women, and you
Mm-hmm.
brought it up, is they can come into this environment and so much of the veil of of who they have to be as women gets lifted or, kind of fades away. They can be sexy. They can be open about their sexuality. They can talk to other women about issues that they're going through, or they can, they don't have to pretend that they're not sexual, and they don't have to be coy. They don't have, they just don't have to do all of that stuff. And then the men come in, they don't have to be jealous. They don't have to keep track of their partner. They don't have to do this or that or the other. They can just be themselves. And when you strip a lot of that away from people and just give them this space where they get to be kind of authentic, I mean, it's a space that becomes really addictive from that standpoint. And the other stuff all just kind of becomes this beautiful bonus. You get to see your partner in a different light, you know? We talk about this all the time. When you and I have sex, we're this far apart, right? I just can only see so much of you when we're doing that. But when I'm sitting in a chair and you're across the room and you're talking to a woman, I get to see what you look like when you're interacting.
Mm-hmm.
And just even watching that can be a turn on. It can invigorate and remind you why you're with the person that you're with,
Yeah.
right? They're like, "Oh, look how he moves, look how he smiles, look how she's looking at him." Kind of that admiration, or somebody else recognizing how attractive you are, or how you look in your outfit, or complimenting you. Instead of that being a threat, it gets to become this welcome affirmation, to the partnership. And that's a beautiful thing. And I don't know why more people wouldn't want to be experiencing that with their partner. But I get it, you know. I mean, I was the same way. The first time I went in the club, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to have to do something." There's going to be this expectation, and there's not.
There's one thing you mentioned, and by the way, I want to take that and use that in promoting our club and maybe others too, because that what you just said is just really, it is exactly what the club is about. When you walk in, it's just like a nightclub lounge, and if you're in a strictly monogamous relationship and you were to come to Colette, uh, to be able to sit down and have open conversations about your sex life, things you can do in the bedroom to enhance your sex with your partner, talk about vibrators and how they work for this person, how this one likes this one. And I mean, there's just so many things that don't get talked about normally when, because we have friends that are strictly monogamous and we go out to dinner with them. These conversations don't come up.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and to be able to go to a club and be around other people, you're able to talk about these things, or something that's maybe going on in your sex life with your partner. You want to share get feedback from other people that may have gone through the same thing. Young women that maybe don't have a lot of experience yet and can learn about things they can do, and older women that may be going through menopause and they have that in common with some other women in there. They can talk about that and things they've done to try and overcome that. It's just a great environment to talk about all these sexual topics and relationship topics that would be taboo in other venues.
Well, and it also shows that you can have sexual conversations without it meaning that you're automatically going to have sex.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, ooh, what a concept. Another thing that we had happen at a gathering at our house is there's a couple that is new to the lifestyle, and they're a well-established couple. I mean, they've been together for a minute. They're a little older, but they're embarking on this new venture, this new chapter in their life. And there was another couple there, and they've been in the lifestyle a long time, a little younger. And she had on a piece of lingerie that you could kind of see. She had a blouse over it, but you could kind of see the lingerie. And the other other couple's husband had made a comment that he had seen it and was kind of admiring it and would, was thinking about maybe getting something like that for his wife. She really likes those things. And here's this other woman. She's like, oh, it's a, whatever type of lingerie brand that it was. And she stood up, she took her blouse off, she's showing him, and everybody in the room is discussing this piece of lingerie from the lingerie standpoint, not from any kind of like anything. And I don't know, I'm standing back watching this transpire and I'm thinking that there's something really beautiful about this, that this man could make this comment and then she can just respond honestly, information wise, and we're looking at the lingerie and it's not a big deal. But I'm thinking in another environment, you'd never be able to do that. And then I think that would be a missed opportunity for information for another couple.
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like if this is something that's supposed to be so important for a relationship, why do we not talk about it? It's
Right.
so weird to me.
Yeah.
And we give information to people individually all day long. You find it in magazines all day long, but nobody's ever saying we should all be talking about it. We should all be gathering together in clubs and talking about it and seeing what other people have learned and how so and so got through their ED issues or how so and so, like you said, went through menopause or what turns their husband on or their wife, and this is what they've tried, and maybe they've tried something you're like, you can do that? Like, I didn't even know that was a thing you could try. And it's not about actually having to do that with the other people. It's about being able to gather information and take it home and strengthen your relationship. But it can be that, it can be all of that. It can be all of it. It can be none of it. But what I'm seeing is a shift in our clubs where we're getting more and more people that are brand new. We do, when they tours, we give tours to new people that come into our clubs. And I can stand back and watch our staff give tour after tour after tour. And so I know these are all brand new people that are wanting not necessarily to experience having sex with people in the club, but experiencing the sexiness of the club and giving themselves permission to have those discussions.
Yeah, I know,
and
it's
I
great.
love that.
Yeah, I
So
do
yeah,
too.
absolutely. Clubs are a perfect place to go.
I agree. I love seeing it. I love
Mhm.
seeing it.
Mhm.
Hey guys, thanks for joining our show today. Be sure and sign up for our email list at openlove101.com. We'll send you updates on blogs, videos, and other things that we have going on. Be sure and check out our newsletter. Some of the links we have in there that go to our sponsors like Splash or STC. And we will see you soon. See ya.